Hello everyone and welcome to the presentation that was presented at the public information meeting on the 30th of January regarding 1081 Cape Split Road and the proposed development agreement relating to that site. My name is Perry Bowman and I am the planner for this application. The applicants are Mark and Sherry Pinio, and Councillor Everett McPherson is the Councillor for District 1. So this presentation has been recorded after the public information meeting, so while the slides are the same, the wording or voiceover may not be exactly the same as what was presented on the evening. So the purpose of the meeting that was held was to inform the public of the application, to explain the planning policies that enable this application to occur, and to receive preliminary feedback from the public. No opinions have been formed on this application and no decisions were made at the meeting. This is the development agreement process. The process starts by the municipality receiving a completed application from the applicants. Following that, we hold a public information meeting in the community where the application is located. This is so we can receive feedback and comments from the community where the application is located. Following that, staff conduct a review of the application. This includes also referring the application out to other bodies of jurisdiction. For instance, the road authority is the Nova Scotia Department of Public Works, so we would send the application out for comments. Following that, we proceed to the Planning Advisory Committee, where the Planning Advisory Committee will vote and forward a recommendation to the full Municipal Council. At initial consideration, the full Municipal Council will vote on whether to authorise a public hearing for this application. Prior to a public hearing, properties within 500 feet of the subject site will be notified again, and the application will be advertised on our website and social media. As the name suggests, the public hearing is also another opportunity for the public to speak directly to the full Municipal Council if they wish to. Following the public hearing is final consideration, where the full Municipal Council will vote on whether to approve or refuse the application. And following that, there is a 14-day appeal period. This is a map of the County of Kings with the red circle indicating the approximate location of the subject site within the community of Scott Bay. This is an aerial image of the subject site. I will note that the lines outlining parcels of land are slightly mismatched in terms of the aerial image underneath. But this site is approximately 2.02 acres in area and has approximately 200 feet of road frontage to Cape Split Road. The site has 2 points of access. One point is on the eastern side of the site, which is the driveway off of Cape Split Road up to the main dwelling. And then they also have access via a right-of-way on the western side, which also services neighbouring properties as well. So the site currently contains a dwelling and also an existing A-frame structure, which has historically been used as a summer cabin on the site. There are a number of neighbouring dwellings which all, provide or have access from Cape Split Road, with land surrounding to the north, generally used for non-residential purposes. So in respect to the proposal, the applicant has submitted an application for a development agreement to permit a tourist commercial use, which would allow for an existing building on the site to be used for fixed roof overnight accommodation. And when we say fixed roof overnight accommodation, we mean a building providing overnight accommodation to the travelling public, which may or may not contain an accessory eating establishment, but does not include a bed and breakfast operation. There is no proposal for an accessory eating establishment. It is simply using the existing A-frame structure on the property for overnight accommodation. The applicants have advised that they propose to run the, accommodation portion of the business from mid-April to mid-October, with their busiest period being July to August. Typically, they would have 2 people per booking, but the building can accommodate up to 5 people. So this is a site plan, just kind of indicating without the aerial image where everything is. So we have the A-frame structure in the middle, which has a setback from Cape Split Road of approximately 141 feet and a side setback from the western side, 47 feet. Parking for the A-frame is proposed to be to the rear of the A-frame structure with access via the right-of-way. So this is a zoning map of the area. The site is located in the rural mixed-use A2 zone. The rural mixed-use zone prioritizes agricultural uses but does permit a number of residential uses. In addition, our policy does consider a range of tourism and visitor-related uses within this zone. So this is the future land use designation map, which outlines the general intent for the use of the land. The map shows that the site and surrounding properties are located within the agricultural designation. So while the designation does outline the overall intent of the use of the land and for agricultural purposes, there is policy which considers where other uses can be permitted within a designation, but we'll talk about that more in a bit. So this is an image taken from the road looking at the subject site. So this is the existing dwelling, and then this is the A-frame structure, which is the subject of this application. So this is looking further to the west, and we can see the right-of-way, which provides access to the A-frame structure on 1081 Cape Split Road, but also 1075 and 1079 Cape Split Road. This is, I guess, further back, but we can also see the eastern driveway on the subject site, and then behind these trees there is the neighbouring dwellings. So this is taken standing on the right of way, and the red outline indicates the approximate location of car parking for the A-frame. And then this is an image looking at the rear of the A-frame building. So when we say a development agreement, what do we mean? They are a legal contract between the municipality and the property owner. It enables uses that would not otherwise be permitted in the zone. They place site-specific conditions on the location and design of development, if development is proposed, and it runs with the land until discharged by council. So in terms of enabling policy, the Municipal Planning Strategy Policy 2.5.13 states that council shall consider only by development agreement within the agricultural designation, with the exception of the agricultural A1 zone, proposals for visitor-orientated development not permitted as of right. In evaluating development agreements, council shall be satisfied that, point A, the proposal is orientated to visitors or the travelling public, such as, but not limited to, lodgings, restaurants, event venues, or other types of special attractions. Point B, the subject property has a lot area that can appropriately accommodate the proposed use, any accessory uses and structures, parking areas, and required infrastructure. Point C, the site facilities are adequately buffered and or separated from surrounding residential dwellings, other than the residential dwelling occupied by the owner or operator, and to mitigate negative impacts associated with noise, light, or other visual impacts. Point E, if the use is a listed permitted use, the conditions that prevent the proposal from being permitted as of right in the designation is addressed by the development agreement, including, but not limited to, enhanced buffering and the positioning and design of buildings and structures. And point F, the proposal meets the general criteria set out in section 5.3 development agreements and amending the land use bylaw. So in regards to point F on the previous slide, we need to consider Municipal Planning Strategy Policy 5.3.7. I will note on the right-hand side of the screen, I do outline if the County of Kings is the body with jurisdiction in regards to these points. As stated before, in some cases, i.e. in regards to the road, the Nova Scotia Department of Public Works is the body with jurisdiction, and therefore we need to refer the application out to them for comment. So we need to consider, is the proposal consistent with the intent of the municipal planning strategy? Does the proposal conflict with any municipal or provincial programs, bylaws, or regulations? Will there be any financial impact on the municipality? Are there any land use compatibility issues? Is there adequate supply and proximity of schools, recreation, and other community facilities? Would the proposal result in traffic hazards or congestion? Is there adequate fire protection services and equipment available? Is there adequate sewer and water services available? Is there the potential for any flooding or serious drainage problems? And is the site suitable? So once again, this is the development agreement process. We received a completed application and have proceeded to the public information meeting phase. Following that meeting, we are now in the process of undertaking a staff review where the application will be referred to other bodies of jurisdiction for comment. Following that is the Planning Advisory Committee, who will make a recommendation to the full Municipal Council. At the initial consideration stage, the full Municipal Council will vote on whether to authorise a public hearing for this application. Prior to a public hearing, properties within 500 feet will be notified again by letter mail, and the hearing will be advertised on social media and the municipality's website. As the name suggests, the public hearing is an opportunity for the public to speak directly to the full Municipal Council about the application if they wish to. Following the public hearing is final consideration, where the full Municipal Council will vote on whether to refuse or approve the application. And following that decision, there is a 14-day appeal period. So if anyone has any further comments or questions following the public information meeting, my name is Perry Bowman. You can contact me via phone at 902-690-6150 or my email, which is pbowman@countyofkings.ca. Thank you very much for your time.